Hello everyone, welcome again in History Grade 7. Myself Miss Pramila. Today again I came to meet you with the new topic and the topic name is emergence of social and political groups. We'll see the first in medieval period in India we saw many new development in the social, political and other spheres of the life. Many new development in art and architecture also took place at this time. Now we'll see the new invention during this period in India. The Persian wheel attached to a well and used for irrigation was introduced. The Mughals introduced a new weapon tube or cannon, a kind of firearms, for the first time. This helped them overcome the large armies of the Rajputs and the Turks. Many new types of dresses, food, and beverage were introduced during this period. Regional as well as specific cuisines developed. Lucknowi and Mughlai cuisines are examples of such new developments. Now we'll see the political groups. During this period, due to political unrest and continuous invasion, people moved from one place to another and traveled long distances. One such group, the Rajput, who called themselves descendant of an ancient Kshatriya clan, became important. Between the 8th and the 14th century, the Rajput, who were the chieftains of smaller regions or served in the army of monarchs, attained a special status through their deeds of bravery and skill in warfare. Some became ruler of different parts of India and their deeds and tales of chivalry were sung by bards and poets. Other groups who came into prominence were Marathas, Ahoms, Jats, Sikh and Kayasthas. Most of these groups became politically important as they set up their own kingdom, fought with emperors, and maintained their political identity throughout this period. For example, the Sikh followed a new religion and their main aim was to fight the Mughals. Now we'll see the social group. A new social group called Kayasthas developed during this period. They became scribes and secretaries in the court of king, emperor and sultans. With the introduced of new technology in irrigation and due to the clearing of forest for cultivation, many forest dwellers and tribal communities were displaced from their lands. Some migrated to other places and took up new occupations. A few remained and became peasants. These peasants group become part of the complex social structure and were influenced by other groups such as priests, rulers, traders. They were required to pay taxes although they did not own the land they tilled. As a result, differences in society developed among the different castes and people came to be grouped in different groups termed as zatis or subcaste and any and they were ranked according to their backgrounds and occupations. The ranks of these zatis were not permanent and varied with the power, influence, and resources controlled by the subcaste in particular region. For example, the Gujars become a prominent zati in the Bundelkhand region. The Jatis form their own rules which were enforced on the members by the assembly called Jati Panchayat. However, the Jati Panchayat were not separate from their village and had to follow the rules of the village which were governed by the chieftains together. They form the part of the regional kingdom. Now we'll see the language and regions. By the end of the 6th century, many regions of India had distinct regional identities and their own languages and culture. These regions were associated with specific ruling dynasties that helped in developing the regional culture and gave them a strong identity. Hence, regional languages developed as a part of the cultural heritage of these regions. A new language, Hindavi, developed due to the mixing of Persian and Hindi. Persian became the court language of the rulers of Delhi and the Mughal. Many books were written in regional language and Hindi about which we shall discuss later. Now we'll see the emerging new religions and existing religions. In the medieval period, many new religions developed and the revival of Brahmanism happened during this period. Revival of Brahmanism we'll see now. Important changes occur in the Hindu religion including worship of new deities, constructions of temples, and increase in the importance of Brahmins as the dominant group in the society. Their knowledge of Sanskrit and classical text earned the respect and they consolidated their position with the support of new groups of rulers like the Rajputs and the South Indian kings who were Hindus. This trend was also fueled by the decline of Buddhism as a religion and destructions of viharas, which resulted in the limiting of the cultural influence of Buddhism. Now we'll see the Bhakti movement. The social changes that happened in the medieval India due to the emergence of new social group and subcaste in turn gave rise to the Bhakti movement. This movement was based on a belief that shunned all kinds of ritual and embraced the idea of bhakti or devotion towards God without any ritual. Many sons, such as Kabir, Mirabai, Ravidas, Tukaram, and others, promoted bhakti as means to achieve spiritually. Now we'll see advent of Islam. Traders and immigrants first brought Islam to India. Followers of Islam, that is Muslim, believe in one God and believe that the word of God is written in the Quran, their holy book. Like Hinduism, Islam is also interpreted in various ways. Thus, there are many sects such as Sunnis and Shia in Islam. The Sunnis follow the Sunnahs or tradition of Prophet Muhammad, hence the name Sunnis. The Shia sect believe that Ali, the son-in-law of Prophet Muhammad of the legitimate leader of the Muslim community. A new form of Sufism developed in India, which was amalgamation of the spirit of Sufism, which considered God as the uniting force for all beings and the broad doctrine of Hinduism and Buddhism. Sufism was able to attract many Hindus to Islam as it did not believe in social class and treated every human being as equal. So we trace the changes and development that happens in India subcontinent during the last 1000 years. The changes are so numerous that we have to revise our original view and medieval age being the age of non-development.